Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome in. Thanks so much for joining me here on day 248 of the income stream. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to be reviewing some websites and maybe some YouTube channels. We're going to have some fun. We're going to learn some things together. And I also have some fun surprises to share with you that some of you have sent me. In fact, this pile over here to my right, your left, is a pile of things that I just received in the mail. And I wanted to give some shout outs and thank yous to those of you who have sent me some stuff. And yeah, welcome in. If you haven't noticed yet, new camera angle. We're getting a little bit more intimate, a little bit more fun, a little bit more wide with the camera. Always trying to mix it up here. I appreciate any and all feedback, positive and constructive. And that's all about today. Positive and constructive feedback for your websites and YouTube channel and perhaps other things that you might have going on too. And I'm here to help you. My name is Pat Flynn, here to help you make more money, save more time, and help more people too. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so that we can help even more people. And that like button too goes a very, very long way. So welcome in. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you. Bear hug for the win. Thanks for being here. Here we go.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Wow, so we are nearly 100 days away from a full year of doing this. When we get to day 256, it's going to be 265, excuse me. It'll be a 100-day countdown to a full year going live every single day. I've had some people ask me, Pat, are you going to go live next week even though it's Thanksgiving week? Yep, definitely. What about Christmas Day? Yep, definitely. Obviously, it'll be in the morning and it'll be very light on those days in terms of content and more about just being together and being here as a resource. I don't expect you to show up, but I'm going to show up anyway in case you want to say hello and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all those good things. So I'm still going to show up. We're at least going to go for 365 days straight before perhaps things start to either slow down or speed up in some way or another. I have some plans for next year here on the YouTube channel, and a lot of what we've talked about on the show before in terms of tips, in terms of what we can do to better strategize our channel and reach and teach more people. I'm going to be executing on a lot of stuff early next year. I got some people helping me out, and I'm going to pass on a lot of that information to you as well. So welcome, fam. Thanks so much for coming in. Oh, that was loud. I still had the TV on volume from The Mandalorian last night. I apologize about that. And yay, spending the holidays with the Quaranteam. I'll be there. Awesome. Well, you guys are like family to me, and of course, I want to spend time with family. Definitely going to be spending time with my family, but you are family too. So welcome and thanks for being here and being a part of the Flynn family. So a couple things before we get started on the website reviews. I do want to say thank you to a number of people here. First of all, big thanks to W2 Capitalist, who I don't know if he's in the room right now, but I appreciate you so much. And W2 had sent me this package, and I wanted to just do a little, I haven't done this in a while, or even ever here, I'm thinking on the show. But W2 Capitalist is somebody who has been on the show before, not been on the show, but has been here in the chat. I, in fact, interviewed him, interestingly enough, yesterday on Ask Pat, and that'll go live next year, which sounds like a long time, but it's not. But anyway, earn, invest, repeat, boom, W2 Capitalist. Okay, there, I thought the shirt was all whacked out, but look at that. Earn, invest, repeat. I like it. And that's just not for money, but in terms of time, in terms of relationships, I think you can earn a relationship. I think you can invest in relationships. And then I think you can repeat, rinse and repeat with new people. And he sent me this letter. I haven't read it yet. I'm going to open it here for you. Unboxing, great stuff. Indeed. We haven't done this before. It's always fun, you know, and it's very community centric, and I'm all about the community here, and that's exactly why I show up every day. Okay, I feel something inside. Ooh, is this like a magnet? Oh, these are little like stickers. Earn, invest, repeat, which is pretty cool. Jay Helms, Pat, I can't thank you enough for all that you've done to build my confidence and my business. I see you're a fan of t-shirts, as I am. Hope you'll accept this super comfy tee as a small token of appreciation for what you do. Thanks, Jay. Thank you, Jay, for this. I appreciate you. And W2 Capitalist, big shout out to you as well. Is my autofocus on or not? There it is. W2 Capitalist, earn, invest, repeat. W2Capitalist.com. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate you. Jay Helms. There's the link one more time. Boom. Jay Helms. Thank you, Jay. That was awesome. All right, I have another package here. and it feels soft. I think a lot of people know I love shirts, so even my wife this morning was like, how many shirts do you even have? And I'm like, a lot. Probably way too many. All right, so we got a package inside a package, and this is from Randy Wilburn, who's in fact been a fan of not just the income stream, but a fan of SPI for several years. I got to see him last year at Podcast Movement, which was really cool and special. But okay, I see a little gift bag here. What do we got? Actually, there's something else in here too. A letter. Let's read this. Pat Flynn, SPI, from Randy Wilburn. Let's go. All right. What do you guys think of the new camera angle, by the way? It's kind of cool to see more of the room, right? It looks less news broadcaster and more just like, hey, we're chilling. There's a little bit of a fun fisheye effect going on. Many thanks from Randy. Let's see. Thanks so much for featuring me on the SPI blog and on the podcast. So I brought Randy on our Black Entrepreneurs episode, and it was really fun to have him on and talk about his success and his story. I had a blast working with Ray. I love being a part of SPI Pro. The community is just what the doctor ordered. I wanted to send this t-shirt to you because I know you like to wear them. I do like to wear t-shirts. Again, please let me know if there's anything else you need. I hope you and the family are well. Stay healthy during the holidays. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate you. Let's go. So we got to get 1% better every day. You see this little like band that goes around here. It's like a wristband. I'm going to wear this. All right. I'm going to wear this. Get 1% better every day. And we got a shirt that says legit the same thing. I've said this a lot of times on the stream here recently. Getting 1% better every day. So we got IamNorthwestArkansas.com. Kind of an unexpected URL for a message like that, but any brand that talks about getting 1% better every day, I love it. Very, very Atomic Habits from James Clear. Thank you, Randy, for the gift and the cool wristband. Let's see. Ollie. What's up, Ollie? Good to see you here. Not been on the channel for a while. Glad you're doing lives. Thank you. I've been live every day for 248 days straight, and you're more than welcome to come in at any time. Okay, we got one more package to go, and then we're going to go through a couple of website reviews. But anyway, this is a great one here. Don't worry, this is my business address, so we don't need to worry about it being shown. I am not at that location. And in fact, I'm going to have to change addresses because, you know what? I'm going to be moving out of the studio. My lease is up in May, and I found out that I can do this from home. Now, hold on a second. I should have my box cutter here, but I don't. All right. Okay, so y'all know the Destiny Show. Let me know if you remember the Destiny Show here on the income stream in the chat. His name's Boris. Check this out. Back to the Future trilogy in 4K, baby. Super dope. 35-year anniversary. First time on 4K. Interestingly enough, my family and I watched Back to the Future Part 1 yesterday. The entire family, the kids were into it. My wife was into it. Even Jarvis was into it, our dog. And quick little thank you note here from Boris. Thank you, Boris. I appreciate you. I'm just so grateful for the community and all the things that you guys do. This is absolutely not necessarily. I appreciate the gifts. I love them. But please, like, you don't have to. Just you being here and supporting is really great. I want to thank you for the incredible impact you had on my life over the last 2 years. Every day you inspire me to be a better person and work hard to achieve great things. Because of you, I was able to start and grow my podcast and to create something that I can be proud of. You gave me the knowledge and support I needed during a time that I needed it most. I will never forget that. You are the most inspiring person in my life, and I'm so thankful for you. Because of your support and the lessons you taught me, I am able to live my best life. I'm grateful for you, and I'm so honored to have met you and call you a friend. Thank you for the income stream. Thank you for SPI Pro, and thank you for your podcast. Thank you for Superfans. Thank you for everything. Love, Boris. Yo, and that wasn't the only thing in this package. Look at this. So, the Destiny Show, or Boris, Destiny is a video game, in fact, by Bungie. And it is a game that Keone and I have played a couple times. It's quite advanced, but it's really cool. Great graphics. And check out this gift. A Destiny anthology. That's so dope. And this will always remind me of you, Boris. This is really cool. Wow. very, very dope. But this, of course, takes the cake for sure. Back to I'm only somebody who has a hoverboard in the back. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you to the community. I know that these are gifts from 3 separate people, but you are a gift being here every day and supporting everybody from Grandma Goody to David to Dr. Joella, everybody here. I could spend the entire time thanking each and every one of you individually, but obviously I want to help and serve you too. So today we're going to get into some website reviews. Again, thank you so much for this. Absolutely just, flabbergasted every time I receive a gift because I just am so grateful. And, it would behoove me to say thank you every single day to each and every one of you. So I appreciate you. Awesome. So let's get into the website review. So for those of you who are here for the first time on a Saturday, on Saturdays, what I do is I like to go deep into some of your stuff, and I like to go and give you some positive feedback as well as constructive feedback. And a lot of things that I'm looking for are going to be very relevant whether I review your website or YouTube channel or not. And that's specifically about messaging, about positioning, about the idea of can you help a person understand what they're going to get by sticking around here. And the more that you can get people to stick around, obviously, the better that Google and YouTube both can serve you. And the idea is, can you make a connection? Is there some way to have you stand out? Is there some way to get that message of what it is that you do across to others? And it's interesting, right? It's actually one of the hardest things to do is to eloquently and in a precise and quick manner share what it is that you do. And when people come from a defaulting to doubt approach, which we do, we go, okay, is this the website that's going to be for me? I don't know if I believe this or not. We need to do what we can to help people understand that they need to stick around and keep digging through the website or keep sticking around and watching that video. If we do get into some YouTube channels today, I'd love to go into some specific videos even to point out some of the things that I've learned and I am continuing to learn. I'm not a master at this stuff, but you have to be a disaster before you become the master. And I've gone through that disaster phase already. I've been on YouTube for 11 years now, and the first 10 or 9 were disaster years. And I'm not saying it's going to take that long before you find success here, but it definitely took me a while to find my voice. Bill, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. You're amazing. Great show. Painful review, please. Either way, great show. Bill, so you're asking for a review on your YouTube channel or a website. Let me know. If you are going to be typing in your website, I may not be able to see it, although actually one thing I can do to just make sure I do, because sometimes the things don't get shown publicly, but they are shown sort of like to moderators. So I'm going to go into patflynn.com/theincomestream, which, by the way, is the link you need to remember every single day, patflynn.com/theincomestream. So you're asking for I'm going to go mute there. I'm going to pop out the chat just so I can see it, and that way I can just ensure I see everything. But Bill, let me know first if you'd like a review on something in particular, and then we can go from there. You're amazing and make us all, amazing us all by the love and support shared here. Thank you, Dr. Joella. I appreciate you. All right, let me just move my screen around. Awesome. Amazon finally offering season 6 of The Avengers on Amazon. $10. I was able to get it all in HD for $1.02. Wow, that's epic. Grandma Goody, I would love to hear your idea. My email name is mynamehere@gmail.com. Okay, lots of connections happening in the chat already, which is really great. Would be willing to sign up for a review on our website or YouTube, says Start a Studio. Okay, so Bill, I believe, yes, and I am a medium. I appreciate that. You should make an episode where you review big and famous brands' websites to see how they do things and even some things they could do really well and things that they could do even better. So awesome. Thank you. Thank you for popping that link in there, Dr. Joella. I love a review on my channel. Okay, so let me write these down just so I can remember them. So I owe Bill one, I think. Bill, let me know if, in fact, you'd love one and tell me exactly what you'd like to review. We got Ollie, since you're back for a while. Ollie Thorpe. That's going to be a YouTube channel review. There was one above that I saw. That was Start a Studio. We could do a YouTube channel review. Most of us here have YouTube channels or would love to do that. Let's see. And my channel review. Been working at cleaning it up. Okay, Bill. Bill, dude, we gotcha. Okay, we're going to start with those 3. We'll see if there's any more. I see Divided by Site as well. We'll see if we can get to each of these. All right, so it looks like it's going to be a YouTube channel review day, which is interesting and great. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google I'm going to open my Windows, and I'm going to find first Bill's channel, and then we'll kind of just dive right in. We'll watch some videos. We'll talk about a very important part of our videos, which is the hook. And we're going to look at the channel artwork. We're going to see if we can get a feel for what we can learn here and why a person may or may not want to subscribe, and we can just improve over time. So I love that Bill is first up to volunteer. Let's see if I can find the channel really quick. All right. BDV. All right, we're on the right channel. So I'm going to move my comments away, and hopefully you can see this now. And chat, remind me if I forget. Sometimes I come full screen if I'm like offering a point or something, and then I want to go back, but I forget to hit a button to go back into the website, and then I'm talking about something that you can't see. So just let me know. But let's go check this out. So a lot of text here in the artwork. Number one, this is probably more text than we usually see, which is actually a good thing, because usually it's the opposite. Usually I say, oh, we need to add more to give more information. So we cook, we camp, we create, we critique, we climb, and more. Cool. So that's a lot of things. Bill do variety. New video Fridays, 1:30 p.m. Pacific. Join us Mondays live, 1:30 p.m. Pacific for week's topic and take your questions. Okay, so we have Mondays at 1:30 p.m. I don't know what time zone this is going to be, so I'm a little confused already. Fridays at, oh, I see 1 p.m. Pacific. 1:30 p.m. Pacific on Fridays. So this is a variety channel, which is kind of cool. Variety channels are very interesting and often a little bit challenging because we don't quite know exactly what we're going to get. And so a person who comes here for the first time, Postpreneur, what's up, Postpreneur? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you for that. Let's see. So a couple things here, Bill, as we dive into your channel. Number one, we need to have something that connects us to why we need to listen or watch this variety show, right? Is it fun, right? Is it deep? Is it interesting? Is it emotional? Like, what about all these things that you're talking about with relation to cooking, camping, critiquing, etc., is going to be sort of the unique tie here, right? If you were to say, what is your mission? Maybe the tie-in and the overall thing can be like, what is the mission behind here? Is it to provide fun things for the family to do or whatever? Like, it could be something or anything, but we need something there. I also will say that your artwork is a little bit crowded up there. There might be some ways to better position different things and, you know, what is most important, right? And it's also getting cut off a little bit. The Bill Do variety on the top is getting cut off a little bit. And your face, I love that you have your face in here. I think more people need to do that. But perhaps if you could use a higher resolution image or something that isn't quite as blurry, that would be great. Other than that, I like that you have information there, and it's a little bit, I already get a feel for what this might be like, but I'm interested to watch some of these videos. I also love that you have a welcome video or an intro video, which is really important. And then you have your channels here or your playlists, which is really great. I think you can add more playlists. For example, I do see cooking playlists. I see camping playlists. That's great. Now, even just from the channels and how they're not from the channels, but from the playlists, I can get a sense for what kinds of things I can go and find here, and that's really important. But instead of having each playlist be a clickable button like this, what you can do is actually extrapolate them. You can have sort of a row here that is for camping, another row that is for DIY. So I can actually see more videos, right? So I can see more videos. It looks like you have a lot of great videos here to share. But if, for example, we were to go to youtube.com/PatFlynn, you'll see, and this is very simple to do, you just have to set it up as you get your channel up. But as you can see, if I scroll down, here's how to make money online. And this is a playlist. But as you can see, there are 4 videos that are shown here, and I can click to see even more. You can position them in a way where you want your most popular, most highly subscribed, the best thumbnails shown on the left-hand side. How to start a podcast, that's a playlist again, but I have like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 in order there. And this is sort of what I would recommend. And the more videos you have, the more chance that you'll have at least one of them capture a person's attention, right? So if I go to, you know, cooking, for example, right? Like, I don't know what I'm getting when I get here. Easy, yummy bread made at night. This does look really good. But again, this takes me into the first video versus maybe the banana bread video is one that I want to watch first. And so having it again on the homepage would work really well. Let's see. Let's go to your videos. I also love to see sort of, this is the cool thing about playlists, right? Like, you see this on the bottom right-hand corner. This video is playing now, and it just goes one to another. And this is how we can get people to sort of stick around longer and keep going. I love that you have like sort of a behind the scenes of you making bread. We'll get into a video in just a minute here, but I want to see what your most popular videos are. And then we're going to talk about your thumbnails a little bit. So most popular video from 7 years ago, 11 years ago. You've been on YouTube for quite a while. And again, a lot of variety. And I love how some of your more recent videos, if I sort by recent, date added, newest, you're going to see the thumbnails have had a lot of improvement, a lot of work. I will say, however, that although the thumbnails do stand out, I would love to see more of the subject matter, right? The subject matter versus just words. For example, this banana bread one is really great because I see the banana bread, right? The banana date nut shake is great because I see it, and you can see it. It has way more views than anything else, and that captured my attention, even though the thumbnail even could be improved by having it be fully horizontal or fully landscape. It is more of a portrait one, and so you're wasting a little real estate there on the left and right-hand side, but that's great. And it looks like people are really resonating with that. Look at this camera review, right? Camera review, there's the camera. People who are interested in that camera click on that because of the camera. Having a face in there is nice too, and again, the lighting and the shading and the quality of your face there could be improved, but again, I think that we could take it one step further, but I love, yeah, I mean, it's okay that the fonts are different every time, it's okay that the colors are different, they stand out, but the product that you're reviewing is important. Look at this one. This one's getting, it's a really interesting thumbnail because of the way that this apparatus works, but it is capturing my attention because that image and that thing is there that you have in the title. So the title and the image are working together in these cases versus, right, this one here, which is more of a 5 great ways to fitness walking, 5 great ways to fitness walking. The thumbnail doesn't do anything extra for me, if that makes sense. So there's some improvement that we could go with there. But let's click one of your latest videos, how people can have fun exercising at home from 19 hours ago. It looks like I haven't clicked play yet. I haven't watched any of your videos yet, but I feel like I'm going to have some fun watching it, and your personality is shining out. These videos where you're smiling, like this one, is really great. Like, you have a great smile, and I think we could use that to your advantage. You're like massaging your calf here. Let's play and watch one of these things. How people can have fun exercising at home for beginners plus bonus, right? So all ages have fun exercising is the what I'm seeing here. But I'm going to unmute this so we can listen to it. And I want to get a sense of sort of how you're hooking me in, right? So this seems to be a live video, right? I think was posted on Friday, and you said you have live videos on Fridays, I think. But let's just click play to see how this might be working or not working for you.
5 exercises for all ages, plus a bonus exercise you will want to see at the end.
So I'm interested, is this for the hook, all ages have fun exercising. I liked how you told me about something that I could wait until the end, but what about that bonus exercise? How does that, so it's a bonus exercise, great, but if you could describe that a little bit more. Again, the hook, I love that you have sort of this idea of creating an open loop. That's so important. Okay, let's create something to keep people watching all the way through. This is why people love watching box opening videos or Pokemon opening videos, because you never know what's going to happen at the end. I want to see what that reveal is. But if you just say, oh, there's a bonus thing at the end, that's not enough. We need to tell people what about that bonus is key. This is a bonus exercise that you can do that's at the end that I'll share with you, and it's really important you stick around for that because it's one that you can do right now while sitting in your chair, right? Like, now I'm curious. Now I want to kind of like make that connection, right? So even though it's interesting, even though these thumbnails aren't like the best or highest quality, they're still great, and they're way better than just the screenshots that YouTube will give you. But let's play the beginning one more time, and let's see, and even Bill, let's see if we can even go a little bit deeper in hooking people in from the beginning.
Thanks for choosing our channel. 5 exercises for all ages, plus a bonus exercise you will want to see at the end.
Yeah, I think the hook can be a little stronger. Show and
Does anybody
tell.
know what this is? It's a bull worker. And back in the days, back in the 80s, when I was on the ship, wanted a device. This was marketed as being a total gem, and it was, sort of. Has a nice spring in the middle. You can use it for exercises going back and forth. This was a good exercise, good for your chest. Lots of exercises on it. Here, you can see quite a few of them.
Okay, first of all, your video style is very engaging. It's just like you're that fun dude who you go to your uncle's house and he just has all these fun random things to share with you. And that's super cool. That's super engaging. I love that. I'm having a little bit trouble connecting how fun for all ages and then this apparatus, this device that most people probably don't have access to right now, right? So there's a little bit of a disconnect from the title to the thing, and I can imagine people going here with their kids are like, okay, fun for all ages, great, and then they see this and they're like, oh, I don't have that, so I can't do this, right? So there's a little bit of a disconnect there. So we have to just kind of remember that as we create new videos. How do we connect the title and thumbnail? What I would imagine could be more interesting that maybe could even work better now are like 5 weird ways people exercise. And it's like that alone makes me curious about what the heck this is about. It also ties directly into this one apparatus that you have. And now I'm like, okay, well, I want to see the next weird thing that you have to share, right? And the fact that you're telling stories about when you were on a ship and like how you exercise, you're sharing and demonstrating the sounds and the audio of you using it is really good, right? So I really like this, right? So I love that. I love the style. I think we just need some help on the thumbnail and title connecting to what it is, right? And if it is a variety show and you're showing these variety things, like let's not even compete with the people who are like, okay, here are 5 exercises for your kids, right? Let's actually just make it all about the weirdness, the coolness, the randomness, and that's what people can look forward to in every video. If I'm subscribed to your channel and I see, you know, how people can have fun exercising at home for beginners plus bonus, that's not that intriguing to me. That's like, well, I exercise at home already, or, you know, I didn't come here for exercise things, right? So the interesting facts and the things that you have to share can still be the same things. It's just how are we bringing people in is really where I would focus, right? Here's Ray Edwards, 5 weird exercise gadgets from infomercials. Oh my gosh, that is a viral video waiting to happen, right? And the fact that you're showing this stuff.
We have some more over here. This is a fun little thing for kids. You can usually find them used in a thrift store. Now this I thought was an exercise piece of equipment. And what it is it's a bio stick, and I made the mistake of trying to bend it when I first got it. This is actually for rolling out your muscles after a workout. What we used to call a crunch.
Dude, I want to hang out with you and just see all the random fun stories and things that you have going on. That's your hook. This is a variety show. Your personality is what you're selling here, right? You could talk about anything, and you are benefiting from the idea, from the fact that you have this amazing personality that can just create interesting stories or tell these amazing facts about these random things, and that's what people are going to come for, and that's what should be the focus, right? I found 5 random things that I use to exercise, or 5 weird things I found from infomercials that I use, or 3 things I found in the garbage that I actually use today. Like, things like that is awesome, right? Uncle Bill's variety show. And yes, Ray Edwards is indeed a word wizard. But Bill, is this inspiring you? I hope it is, because you have a huge opportunity to go deep and really embrace the variety. Embrace you. Embrace the weirdness of the things that you find and talk about, and just be real. And your editing style is so engaging. I think just the title and the thumbnail and perhaps what you think people want to watch versus what you should know people want to watch, which is you and your personality and your style. I think when you embrace that, it's going to go a very long way. I think it's going to go a very long way. D says 5 of the weirdest exercises from the 80s. Dude, D here as well, another YouTube incredible expert here who's joining us today. Thank you, D, for coming in. But Bill, dude, I love this. I think you should lean into you. I think you should lean into the stories behind these things that you share. And I love the close-ups of these kinds of tools and these things that you're sharing. And I think that it could go a very, very long way. Let's not make exercise videos. Let's make weird, interesting variety videos about things that you find and make you the center of it. No matter what it is that you talk about, it's going to be something that people can really get a hold on. So I love that. I love that. Bill, wow. And you got value here from Ray and Dee and all the rest of the chat here too. Huh, I want to hang out with Uncle Bill, right? I think you should call yourself Uncle Bill, really, or something like that. Buddy Bill or Uncle Bill. What's up, Bill? Super YouTube review, helping me get focus. Thank you so much for that, by the way. And the super chat that's just coming in, I appreciate you. But like, hey guys, hey kids, Uncle Bill here. Or what's up, nieces and nephews, Uncle Bill here. This is very similar to a popular YouTuber that Uncle Roger. If you don't know who Uncle Roger is, it's not necessarily family-friendly content, but he's exploded. He's this comedian who's taken on this character, Uncle Roger. and he has a accent from an Asian country, and he really plays on that. Thank you, Bill, again for the super chat. And he calls his viewers his nieces and nephews, and he just has these weird quirks. Like, Bill, watch Uncle Roger. You don't have to pretend to be anybody like this comedian is. You just be yourself. But pay attention to how Uncle Roger is sort of, and I'm not going to play it here because it's not family friendly, but it is hilarious. And it's just like you connect and you fall in love with this nerdy Asian dude reviewing people making fried rice in a not so great manner. Right? And you could do reaction videos just like him. I mean, just Uncle Roger's great, and Uncle Bill's great too. Thank you, Bill. The Uncle Bill Show. Well done. That was dope. That was a fun way to start. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you, and thanks to the chat here for offering value as well. Let's go to the next channel that we're going to be reviewing, Ollie Thorpe. All right. So we got Ollie. All right, so here we go. New videos every week, creativity, entrepreneurship, business. I do love the framing of the artwork here, by the way. I think that the words in the middle could pop a little bit more, that every week kind of just blends in. And it actually is an interesting phenomenon that's happening right now. The yellow is capturing my attention, but then my eye hurts because I can't quite read what's going on there. And then that's a lot of space for something that doesn't tell me necessarily exactly why I should come in. Is new videos every week the reason I should subscribe? Probably not. Is it because creativity, entrepreneurship, business is the reason? Not necessarily, right? That's kind of the subject matter, but what is the benefit of learning this information from you, Ollie? Have you, maybe you have an MBA and that becomes, MBA based, scientific based, or maybe it's like case study based, or going deep into like, what is the unique selling proposition? What's the superpower that Ollie you have that you could bring to the space here, right? And I think that maybe going a little bit deeper, thinking about the tagline, the one thing that you could say in an elevator to tell me why I need to go and pull out my phone and subscribe to your channel. If you were in an elevator with somebody and you were like, hey, my name's Ollie, creativity, entrepreneurship, business. It's like, okay, but I mean, so does Gary Vee, so does Pat Flynn, so does all these other people. And I'm not saying that because I don't want you to do this. I want you to do it, but I want you to come out with something that's unique to you that you can pull out so that we can better connect to you too. Dil Nawaz, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you for that. Let me come in here really quick. How do I get my YouTube channel reviewed? Well, it's kind of random, but because you were kind enough to leave a little bit of a super chat here, which I appreciate. I'm gonna write your name down really quick, and I'm gonna see if we can just at least make a little bit of time to help you out. I have a few more to review, and I just want to help you out. So yes, man, thank you. Awesome. Divided by site. Good morning. Awesome. Welcome in. Thanks everybody. So let's go back in here. I love that you're using sort of chapters within your stuff, and you have timestamps. That's super helpful. More people need to be doing that. Your thumbnails, a lot of them are looking really good upon first impression. Chef turn YouTuber. There's a lot of things here that like get really design a future podcast. So that's the name of your show, I would imagine, and maybe you're repurposing some stuff. 50 minutes, that's a lot. So it's interesting because you have, similar to me, like some really long videos and then some really short ones. I would okay, perfect. This is what I was talking about earlier. So Bill, when I was describing sort of creating really nice looking thumbnails and also really nice looking playlists here on your homepage, like check out how neatly laid out these are, right? So old school vlogs, unboxings, free training, tutorials, design a future podcast. I think one thing that I think more YouTubers can do is use this opportunity to sell, right? Weird picture, mind wanders. Yeah, I think that was just like a weird, sorry about that. That was just a weird, that was a weird pausing moment there. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know, Bill. Those thumbnails are pro quality. Yeah, these ones down here, to me, are very strong. So how I save hours doing outreach on a Mac. So this is interesting. So let's just like unpack this one really quick for Ollie. I really love the thumbnail here. It's like, oh, and these expressioned faces work really well to capture people's attention. But once you capture people's attention, we need to like sell them on clicking play, right? Save hours, how I save hours doing outreach on Mac. I think the doing outreach on Mac part is the thing that is, and that wasn't the thumbnail on the intro, by the way. That was just a pause, and it was just really random. How I save hours doing outreach on Mac. So that's not really like saving hours is great, and you have the benefit in there, but the what is the thing that's not. I'm a little bit confused on. Okay, well, I don't do outreach on Mac. So first of all, outreach on Mac gets rid of all the PC viewers or Windows viewers, and then outreach is like, what are we outreaching for? Do you mean like with email, maybe? Because email is something that is a word that could potentially connect a little bit better than just something like outreach, right? So I would imagine that maybe, and I don't know, I'm going to click play on this video actually just because I want to hear it.
People, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. It is Ollie here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So in today's video, I just want to quickly break something down. I want to keep this very quick and snappy. So one thing I've been using pretty recently is a automation tool called Pepper. I'm not going to talk about it too much in this video because I'm simply testing it at the moment. I'm going to leave a link, the first link in the description if you do want to go check it out. But essentially what it does is it automates organic outreach on Facebook. But one thing I've noticed,
organic outreach on Facebook. Yeah, maybe this is just a cultural thing. I know that you might be in the UK or whatnot, but I don't normally hear people talk like that, like saying, you know, hey, I'm going to do outreach today. You know, I think if we can bring this back to sort of layman's terms for what it is that you're actually doing, it might even be more powerful. You might even benefit from just changing the title of this video even right now with something that perhaps we can come up with together, or you brainstorm about it a little bit. Also, I'm 30 seconds in and I haven't quite gotten the reason why I need to watch this. Okay, so I outreach more people or I connect with more people, so what, right? So maybe the title or the hook, if you were to refilm this, or the title even, can be how I reach thousands of people in just minutes, right? Or how to, you know, reaching out, I guess, reaching out. How I can save you hours doing outreach on Mac. Yeah, maybe. But I agree with Ray for sure. I think you have the right energy. I think we just need to use the right words in the beginning. And again, the 30 seconds up front were, first of all, welcome, which is fine. Welcoming people is great. But then you need to get right into it. You literally have 10 seconds, right? So if I were you, Ollie, I would say something like, you know, hey, welcome to the channel. In this video, I want to share with you a brand new tool that I find that's going to save you hours of time. Because as you know, it's really important to reach out to people, even people you don't know, because you never know, that next person you reach out to could change your life. But the problem is, and this is where Ray's amplification of the problem, it's like, okay, I want to reach out, but now the A in pastor is I want to amplify that. The problem is we don't have the time. And there's so many tools out there and a lot of them don't work. But stick around, because in this video, I want to show you how to use this tool, and the link in the description is below. But let me give you a demonstration so I could show you exactly what this can do for you. Right now, I'm hooked a little bit more, and you've given me a reason. Remember, think about your viewer, and in the first 10 seconds, give them a reason to stick around. Right? If you're not doing that, we need to improve. And of course, this is just about improving over time. And of course, this video is here, and you can change the thumbnail and/or title to perhaps help out a little bit more. But in the future, just for all of us, this is not just for you all. Even for me, I need to hear this every once in a while. We need to sell the video at the beginning of the video, right? The thumbnail and the title, get that click. In the first 10 seconds, sell the person not being distracted, sitting down and actually paying attention and watching, if that makes sense, right? How I got 45 new leads per hour on my Mac. Wow, that's a great one. Yo, that is insane. Thank you, Dylan Nawaz. I appreciate you for that comment. Okay, let's keep playing here. And I like this, like you're just like right into your computer. It's almost like you're over the shoulder, right? Like watching, and I love that. And I think I need to do even more videos like that, where you're just kind of watching me do something, but I still have to really sell why I'm doing this, right? So it sounds a little bit clickbaity, right? Like how I got 45 new leads per hour on my Mac. But again, you need to say things like that to capture people's attention. This is why, even though this video has been out for a while, it's only had 26 views. YouTube, what they're doing is they share this to people to test whether or not people are going to click on it. And if nobody's clicking on it, or if a very, very, very low percentage of people click on it, they're like, okay, this video is not worth putting it out there. And if you start getting higher clicks, because of the thumbnail and the title, then they're going to share it with even more people and then gauge, well, how long are people watching for? And again, if people aren't watching for very long, it's like, okay, well, this did good on impressions, but you know what? It's actually still not getting people to stick around. So, okay, we're going to pop another video in its place for people, right? And that's where you want to have people stick around and watch, which is why the hook is really important, so that YouTube will then support you and want to send it out, because YouTube will reward you when you help them. And YouTube, what do they want? They want people to stick around on YouTube for longer, right? So let's keep hit and play here, because I think that I love this style of video from you. Ollie, you could probably just crank these out much easier than perhaps some of your other videos. You have great energy. You have great things like that. But Bill retitled his video, by the way, Uncle Bill's 5 Weird Fun Exercises at Home for Beginners plus Bonus. Cool.
And I've actually got a message come through here, and here we go. Oh, I also like to start a social media marketing business. So this guy's already come back to me with the.
So this is really important. You're doing a good job of this. I would, number one, just be careful about sharing private messages. But number two, the fact that you're showing how this is working already, I'm intrigued, right? Maybe now that I see this, you can go, hey guys, look at this. I just got 2 messages from 2 random people who replied back, and it literally took me 5 seconds. In fact, I use a special tool to help me do this so that I can reach thousands of people, get new leads for my business, and just kind of connect with more people, which is really important. So stick around in this video, because I'm going to share this tool with you and show you how you can get results and get people to reply to you who don't even know you yet immediate or right away or step by step. And the fact that you're this right here, again, maybe a little weird because we're sharing private messages. Maybe you got permission or something, or there's nothing personal, but the fact that you are showing how this is working is huge. And I think more YouTubers, including myself, need to do this. Here's the message, here's the hook. Okay, cool, I'm interested. And then in a very Brian Dean backlinko type manner, and I keep going back to Brian because he's the master at this, here's what the video is about. Here's proof that this is working. Now you got him, right? Now you got him, right? So that's really key. So again, I'm just gonna go back to Brian Dean because he's the master of this. Brian Dean from Backlinko. I'm going to play one of his videos, and I want you to just notice the structure of this video. Actually, this one came out 1 week ago. Let's see, videos. How to get more traffic to your blog in 2021.
Oh, the place where marketers.
Sorry, I already watched part of this video. So let me go back to the beginning. In 17 seconds, his hook is nailed. Watch.
In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get more traffic to your blog. The secret? Content promotion. In fact, the strategies I'm about to share with you have helped grow my blog to 407,000 monthly visits and 150,000 email subscribers. I'm Brian Dean, the founder of.
See, now he's welcoming. Now he's earned the right to share who he is, because people come to your video, they don't actually care who you are first. They want to know what's in it for them. And then you can go, okay, here's what we do here. But do you see what he did? Here's what I'm going to teach you, like literally straight up. And then here's proof that it works. So now it's like, okay, well, I can listen to this guy. He's speaking my language. He wants me to stick around, and okay, I'm going to stick around, right? So that's kind of the hook there, if that makes sense. The most powerful form of proof is demonstration. Also, speaking of proof, Redwords has proved to be very, very helpful in my business and career, and I recommend that you subscribe to him. He's got some fun and really exciting things happening in the YouTube space coming up very soon. And Ray, I'm going to hold you accountable to that because I'm looking forward to it, and I know people can benefit from it too. And so if y'all want to subscribe to Ray, he's got some fun plans in the world of YouTube as well. So Ollie, I hope this is helpful. We could go a little bit deeper, but I want to get to some of these other channels as well, and help people out. But hopefully that was helpful. Let's go to channel Start a Studio. Start a Studio, and I believe this is the right one. I would imagine this is the right one. It looks like it might be the right one. Okay, so first of all, great colors. Love the framing of it. I'm intrigued so far. Start a Studio, the business of animation with Start a Studio. Okay, so the business of animation, that's such a great tagline, the business of animation. So I can already assume that if I'm into animation, or if I am an animator, I would come here and get information about growing my career, growing my business in terms of animation. So that's great. A little money here, a little coffee, there's a little bit of personality. I love it. The only thing that I feel is missing here is your face. And I think that it would behoove you to put your face on there. I think, we need to understand that people connect with other people, right? And I think there's too many people who just kind of sitting around, they're kind of lollygagging, that was a bad use of it. I apologize. But I did want to get the secret word in. So I got the secret word in. Don't lollygag on personality. There we go. That was better. For those of you who don't know, I have a secret word of the month. It changes every month. The community helps decide it for me. This month, it's lollygag, and I have to put it in every video or live stream, and I've missed it a couple times. And if I miss it, I have to play a very embarrassing game called Watch Your Mouth at the end of the month. But I got it in. Maybe not the best use of it, but I got it in. I'm looking forward to next month's word, by the way. But I think we could put our face in there just to have people connect. You're obviously not afraid to do that. And honestly, my eye goes directly to your thumbnails. I think we can use more thumbnails down here, very similar to what I mentioned earlier about having your playlists sort of extrapolated and beautifully displayed like that. I only see your uploads, and you're losing an opportunity to perhaps, depending on the kinds of videos you have, maybe there's a channel or a playlist specifically for your, business fundamentals, right? Like setting up an LLC and collecting payments and invoicing and all these things with your clients, and horror stories with your clients, and all client related things, right? All business fundamental type stuff. But then there might be a thing for, workflow and staying productive. There might be another playlist specifically for, how to use specific tools, and another playlist specifically. And yes, videos can be in multiple playlists too. In fact, most of my videos are in 4 to 5 different playlists, and every playlist you create is another potential entry point for people into your videos, because people can actually filter and find playlists versus just individual videos. So it would make sense to make use of that. Really love the look of these thumbnails, the colors, it all looks really well. And that's exactly what I would expect from a studio and an animation person. I will say that the most underwhelming part of this is in fact your artwork here for your avatar. Start a studio, the business of creative animation. I mean, I like the logo, it's pretty cool, but that's your avatar. And even here in the chat, when we're missing that, right? It's like, oh, I want to see that, and I want to get to know that person. And any one of these photos could be great to be used as your thumbnail, right? So anyway, there's a lot of text here. This is the only thumbnail that I think could use a little bit of work, and interestingly enough, and yes, I know it was only published a day ago, it is getting a lot of views, relatively speaking, but I think that 5 tips, create an animation studio show reel with no experience or no work available. That's a lot, right? And I think that it would make the most sense to have just much stronger words, like this one, animator imposter syndrome. I love this thumbnail, and the look on your face, dealing with animator imposter syndrome, start an animation studio during a pandemic. This one, I don't know why it's so long, but it could perhaps be something like 5 tips, or no experience, no problem. 5 tips, 5 tips. There you go. No experience, no problem. 5 tips. And then just, there you go. So I'm going to play this video so we could watch it. And again, playlists, face in the artwork. I think the everything else is fine there. Your avatar and having your playlist here is going to be really key. But let's watch one of these videos so we can just check out the hook.
Hey, apologies for the lockdown haircut, but these are crazy times. Hey ho, on with the video. Someone on our free Facebook community group asked a question. What's the first thing to consider when starting an animation studio when you don't have the experience or an amazing portfolio? Which is a great question that I think many can relate to, as building up a portfolio.
Okay, so first of all, in the beginning you mentioned about your hair, and that's okay. I think little quick quirky things like that are really cool, but I think it was maybe a little bit too long. I want you to keep doing that, but I think a quick hey y'all, sorry for the bed head today. Anyway, and then just get right into it, or even a little cut and just go right into the video. I think that adds a lot of personality. I think a lot more YouTubers could benefit from doing little fun quirky things like that. And when you do it well, it's like, wow, I connect to this person, right? I also don't even know your name. That's a problem. On your, up here, I don't know who you are, what your name is, and I think that we could benefit from
apologies for the
knowing who's here. Love the shirt, by the way. The camera angle where you looked off to the side is not a bad thing, but it did catch me off. It did catch me off guard a little bit. Again, it's not a bad thing to do because you're doing what's called a pattern interrupt. In fact, Jeff Rose from Making Financial Sense, Wealth Hacker. Health whacker, wealth hacker. No, he likes to do that in his videos as well. If I were to play one of his, actually, no, a lot of his videos lately have been more kind of vloggy. But you can see here he uses different camera
So you
angles
think you
too.
know what passive income is? I'm willing to bet you don't. So we're gonna find out.
So a little zoom in there. Anyway, I'm not gonna search for it, but he does the same thing with those camera angles. But it does sometimes, if it's not cut correctly, it could come off a little weird. And I think there was a weird little pause. You need to be really quick from cut to cut, right? And I'm trying to refresh this page so that we can rewatch that intro. But how to draw Santa Claus, ha.
Hey, apologies for the
Goes
lockdown haircut,
right
but these
here.
when you don't have the experience or an amazing portfolio, which is a great question.
So it was kind of weird how you were like, which is a great question. Like right in the middle, it was obvious that it was a separate take, but you started mid-sentence. I think that it could work. It just needs a little improvement. It needs to be just a little bit more fine-tuned, but that's
I think
okay.
many
I like
can relate to.
the
As
different
building
camera
up a
angles.
portfolio of work
Now B-roll, which is great.
to help win business for your studio, is really the first key task you should be tackling. If you're coming from years of freelancing or studio work,
Okay, I like it. I mean, the fact that you're using a user question is really great. That's really engaging, and I'm kind of like into the video already at this point because that's very relatable, I would imagine. How do I do this with no experience? You could go one step further into after the question is presented, kind of reframe the question to sell the rest of the video, right? So you could even say the person's name, right? Instead of just like, oh, a random person from Facebook, you can say, hey, this came from one of our members of our Facebook community, Jay. And Jay asks, how do I build my portfolio if I have no experience whatsoever? And then maybe this is where you go to the camera angle and you go, wow, this is actually a really good question. Back to you, face, and then go, well, in fact, this is, you might say something like, well, that's exactly what I want to share with you in this video. Your portfolio is really important, but where do you even start? Stick around because I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do if you're just starting out to make your portfolio look great and land your first client, right? So again, tying in the whole purpose of this thing, getting your first client. That's what I would imagine somebody with no experience would ultimately want. So you want to surface that, right? So thinking about, okay, well, a person who's asking this question, what's their ultimate goal? What would be a nice quick win for them? Let's sell that in the beginning, right? They don't have experience. Okay, what do they ultimately want? One client. Cool. Stick around in this video. I'm going to help you land your first client, even with no experience. Boom. Cool? Cool. All right. I hope that was helpful. Let's go to another one. And I think that... Oh, wait. Not divided by... divided by site. Cool. Hi, my name is Lauren. I want to bridge the gap between the site community. So just when it comes to about pages, really, really important. You might understand this by now seeing it. And thank you again for volunteering for everybody. And after this, we're going to review Dilnawaz, if I got that right. Dilwanaz. I'll have to find that name again, but just to make sure. And again, hopefully you're sticking around because I do want to review and help out as many people as possible. But we're going to do 2 more, divided by site, and that last one. But look at the truncation of the about area here. Hi, my name is Lauren. I want to bridge the gap between the site community, ... right? And maybe divided by site, you and Andrew, who is here, Consult the Blind Guy, could potentially, collaborate in some way, shape, or form. 72 videos, 179 subs. Not a bad start. Let's click on this, but this is from the About area in your YouTube channel, and you might want to remove, like, you don't necessarily need to say, hi, my name is Lauren. Maybe it's like, hey, I'm Lauren, and I want to bridge the gap between the site community and blank, and that might fit perfectly in there. And you'll have to kind of check it every once in a while. You can always update it later. Okay, you are still watching Dilnawaz.
Hey guys, it's Lauren with Divided by Site, and I wanted to share with you what my channel is about.
Perfect. You have a nice welcome video there, 1 minute long, which is proper length for a welcome video. You either have the option of putting a welcome intro there, which I think is good, and you're doing that, or if you happen to have a video that's really popular that's in your channel and it's sort of getting the most subscribers, you can also pop that as your welcome video too. I do that, and that seems to work better than often a welcome intro too. But either one will work, and I'm glad you have that. You're one of the only ones that I saw that didn't, in fact, have it today, which is really good. Let's look at the artwork here really quick. Bringing blindness to sight. Love it. I love what you're doing here. I think we can add a little bit more in terms of like, hey, like maybe even like over here on the right-hand side, an arrow pointing to you, just saying like, hey, I'm Lauren. Like, I love that you're getting personality and you're kind of sharing your own personal experiences here, and getting people to know who you are even before clicking play could be really, really great, right? So bringing blindness to sight. Now that is a very deep phrase, right? That's like not just like from not seeing to seeing, but just on more of a emotional level, more on a general level, like not knowing something and then now knowing something, right? Not just sight, but like with knowledge. And I think maybe this could be perhaps a little bit smaller so that you can have more room for a tagline, right? To go a little bit more into, okay, well, what is it here, right? Videos about my experience so that XYZ, whatever the thing could be, right? Oh, she is one of your super fans. Awesome. So you guys kind of work together already. That's great. So I would say that I like the tagline, bringing blindness to sight, but specifically for me or for the viewer, just be like, videos to help you learn what it's actually like to be blind and live in this world today, or something. Like, I don't know exactly what the videos are about, and that's the problem. Like, I don't know what, in fact, these videos are about yet, or why I should click play on them. Other than maybe I am also blind, or somebody here is blind and they want to sort of understand, or they have or know somebody who's blind, they want to learn more. But very, very more clear information or words can go a long way. Let's see. Thumbnails here. Writing sprints, productivity, write in sprints. Blind VIP survey. Do all blind people think the same? That's a great title, by the way. Blind VIP survey. The thumbnail could use some work there, and like if it was a picture of your face going, or maybe like one thing that works really well. We saw this earlier in the week was these thumbnails where there's like a left-hand side or a right-hand side, like a before and after. And when, for example, I'm just thinking about this one video. Do all blind people think the same? That title is very intriguing. A thumbnail that could support that would be, you know, person one kind of like looking maybe a little bit angry, and a person number two being really happy. And it's just like, wow, why are they happy? Why are they angry? Was it the same thing and it made them both, one person happy and the other person not happy? I want to click. Versus blind/VIP survey. That doesn't really help. That doesn't, like, if that image were to go away, it wouldn't take away from the story or not, or add to it. It's just there, right? So it seems like you're helping people with writing, now that I'm looking at a lot of the things that you have. So author, writing, but then you also have like cheesecake, but a lot of writing things. If these playlists were maybe more organized, I can get a little bit of a sense more of what I could learn here. And then finally, because it is about writing, and I actually now see a book in your avatar, which is really great. That's great for authority. If you're teaching people writing and you have your own book, or you're holding a book, that's perfect. I would have more of that in the artwork up top to showcase that you have, in fact, a book and things like that, right? Why not bringing sight to blindness? That could work too. I think either one would work. That one actually could be a little bit stronger, but either, I don't think it's too bad. Good feedback so far. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's click one of these videos, writing sprints. Okay, so that one was streamed. So the streamed ones are a little bit different, but let's actually click on this. Do all blind people think the same? Because that's a really interesting question. So it seems like you have some content specifically about just being blind, or working while blind, or having being sight impaired. You have some more variety type stuff. Some personality stuff, get to know me. That's really cool. I love that. And then you have like some dessert stuff, but then you have like these playlists where it seems like you have these videos about writing, and that's where a certain segment of your audience would want to go and learn more from you, right? And you can attract more people like that. But let's click on this, do all blind people think the same? Because that's a question that I'm very curious about, and I'd love to see how you sell me on this video right from the start.
Hey everyone, it's Lauren with Divided by Sight, and if you're looking for help with writing or your creativity, you come to the right place.
Boom. That's writing and creativity. That's perfect. That should be at the artwork. That should be something that should be said in every video, and I can get to know, okay, this is when I want writing help and help with my creativity, which is oftentimes that all of us know writers and other people who struggle with that. That's great. Perfect hook right up front for the channel. How are you hooking me into this video?
If you guys are new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for videos and live streams. And if you're a returning guest, welcome back to my channel.
By the way, good use of zoom ins, zoom outs. When you zoom out though, it like the video just gets smaller versus zooming in and still having it be wide frame. I just noticed it captures my attention still, so it's not a bad thing, but it's just we don't often see it done that way. I also noticed the books in the background. And again, writing, you have books, you have weights in the background, you're like taking care of your health, and that's something that I've seen on some of your other videos, thumbnails that you have. That's great. Like, it's not the best video quality, it's not the best framing, and you have this sort of blanket behind you, probably covering the window so you don't get blinded by the light behind you if you're a viewer, and that's great. That's a great strategy to get rid of the backlight. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to have the best looking videos to make an impact. So far, good with the hook with the channel, but I'm still not understanding how we've connected to the title yet. Do all blind people think the same? It might be something to put up front and even say, because this also helps with the algorithm. People might be typing into the search certain keywords related to this. In order to help YouTube understand that this is what this video is about, you need to say those same keywords and in fact, using the same thing. Like when I shared that Brian Dean video, his title, he often reads that title almost verbatim some way in the beginning of the video. So in the beginning of this video, you might even often say something like, do you ever wonder, do all blind people think the same? Well, stick around. We're going to talk about this in this video. My name is Lauren. Welcome. And here at this channel, I help you X, Y, and Z. And make sure you hit subscribe. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up too. Now let's talk about it. Right, so you've connected again. This is a common theme throughout all the videos that we've seen so far today. Is let's connect where they came from and why they're coming and clicking into this video to the beginning parts of your video, right? If that makes sense.
So I was tagged by Sydney of Seeing Blind to do a tag video that Kayla with a C helped create. And use a Likert scale, which means if I strongly agree or strongly disagree with the topics, for the blind community asking if all blind people think alike. First question, does being blind and...
Okay, so this is kind of a Q&A. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Now that part was a little slow, and again, in this particular video, you haven't sold me on do all blind people think the same yet in the beginning, so that's the part I was hoping you would sell me on. And I got a lot of description about something that probably wasn't super relevant for me, the viewer, right? I just want this question answered, and I think it's still important to set up what it is that you're doing. But that was longer than the initial introduction of the video. So again, it's just about practice and getting better at understanding, okay, well, why are people here and why are they watching? And you know, what is most important to say and share, and what might be still details that are relevant, but how might I share that a little bit more quickly, if that makes sense? So cool. Lurking as a bit as I'm editing videos, says Peasant. Cool. So hopefully that helps. And thank you, Divided by Sight and Lauren, for coming in and getting on the chopping block, if you will, and having us review your stuff. But again, we're seeing a lot of themes here, which is really cool. Now let's finish off today with not a phone call. That's weird. All right, I'm going to go to making sure I spell this correctly. Dilnawaz. Khan. Cool. So see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, there are no words in this avatar, yet I can already connect with you, right? Because there's a face there. I think you're doing a really good job. The yellow stands out. Even this thumbnail I see here stands out. The yellow and the black and yellow seems to be a nice little theme here, which I'm excited to click on your channel so I can see your artwork. 649 subs with 50 videos is really good. Keep on going. You're almost at 1,000. The founder at Co-Design Labs and PowerDeck. He is also and although it's truncated there, I still got a lot of information, right? There's some authority here even before I clicked to go into your channel. Welcome video.
1.
Which is not a welcome video. This seems to be either a recent video or one that you've purposefully selected, which is interesting, and that's great. I just said that. But I'm, number one, seeing the artwork here, AMA with DNK, live on YouTube. Dude, that rhymes, and DNK, like, I don't know if in your videos you're like, hey, I'm Dilnawaz, you can just call me DNK, like that would be really cool. new episode every Saturday. That's awesome. The one thing that's missing here that maybe you know I'm going to say is like, okay, what is this about? What do I get here, right? I see new episode every Saturday. That's the thing that's huge. AMA with DNK sounds really cool. Beautiful image of you with some fun personality behind it. I think that's great. But what is this channel about? If you had me for just 10 seconds, what would you say? And what would you use to help me understand, okay, what do I get here? Am I getting, you seem to be a co-founder of something. So am I getting startup tips? Am I getting productivity tips? Am I getting stuff about what it is that your software does? If it is a software, I'm not sure, right? Pitch decks, startup, fundraising, lean startups. Cool. So very much sort of like in the Eric Ries sort of world, if that makes sense. But I'm loving what I'm seeing here. The yellow definitely pops and is really cool. A lot of good feedback from Divided by Sight. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, or the sticker. I appreciate you for that. Catchy phrase, but what does it mean? So AMA stands for Ask Me Anything, right? And so I think that's okay. AMA is sort of in this world that he is in, is likely already known. But again, if I just heard about you, I want to get sold right away. What one sentence could you say to help me understand what's going to be here? What kinds of topics are you going to cover, for example? Okay, so let's scroll down. We got talks. We got everything good about startups. We got AMA here. We got cracking the code. We got playlists. Playlists are great. I love that. I think that one thing that we could all benefit from is putting a most popular video playlist and have that be first, because that's something that's working. We want to share more of what is working to kind of draw people in, if that makes sense. So the talks are good, but then you're missing out on a couple of videos here, which is totally fine. But again, I think some of these other videos perhaps are doing a little bit better for you, in which case we can rise them up a little bit, if that makes sense. And let's just go to your videos and see what is most popular. The Helpful Entrepreneur. Thanks, Pat, for always being so helpful to others with your content. Thank you so much for that super chat. That means a lot. I'm going to scroll to most popular. So these cracking the code videos are doing really well. Startup basics, how to get started. This would be a really good video to start with on your homepage. Startup basics, like this is foundational stuff, right? Now let's watch, I actually want to watch this. So why your ideas don't exist. So here's that video right here. Everything about startups. Remember, our YouTube channels, our websites are archives of all the things that we've published. And oftentimes we don't publish them in the way that they should be consumed in that same order. So helping the viewer understand what they should be viewing first and watching first can be really key. And of course, here on YouTube especially, showing what's most popular can go a very, very long way too. But let's click on this Why Your Idea Doesn't Exist video. I'm not usually a big fan of when thumbnails and words in thumbnails match the words of the title. I think it's a waste of space, although it doesn't bother me as much here. I think it's because it pops so well and it's not too long. But there might be something that could be changed, right? To help me want to click on this a little bit more. It's almost interesting how it's like, why your idea doesn't exist? Thumbs up. Like that's actually a thumbs down type of thing, right? So a thumbs down would make me go, well, I don't want to be a thumbs down. And the thumbs up makes me go, well, are you coming at this from this is a good thing or is it a bad thing, right? You see how like my mind goes, and this is what people are thinking in a split second when they're seeing these thumbnails, if you will. And same thing with this one, understanding social media barriers. Thumbs up? I don't know. This is a good one though. Why TikTok got so famous. This is a good one that would probably do well on like this one here. You going like this. Try different ones. But I like the style, the little outline around you. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play and see how you sell me on this video.
One, you're working on an idea that nobody has thought about, or you're working on such a unique idea which hasn't come in anybody's mind, right? Although idea or a solution is a derivative of problem and problems are public, there's a 99% chance that it is not practically possible unless you're not building or working on something.
Wow, so two things here, and I'm a little conflicted. Number one, you just went right into it, and that's great. But at the same time, because it's like I don't even have time to go, okay, what is this? Like you're teaching me already. You're storytelling, and sometimes that works really, really well. I think that you might also know this. You do talk quite fast, but that's I think not a bad thing, especially if that is. And I know specifically for video and content creators in India that's just normal and that's fine. I think if you had people who maybe weren't in your target audience watching this, they would be a little bit intimidated by how fast you speak, but I don't think that's a bad thing. That's just how you speak, and that's okay. We watch Gary Vaynerchuk speak super fast. I speak super fast, and again, I think that's okay. So I'm not even going to say that's a bad thing, but I think that really important, again, very common theme here. We need to help people understand right in the beginning why they need to stick around and watch. Even though you go right into it and it's taking me away from whether I should go and watch or not, if you have to be perfect in your storytelling or perfect in these points that you're making right up front to have me stick around, because then you're using that to sell the rest of the video versus a really good hook and understanding, right? So the care and time and attention you would put into creating a marketing message on your platforms, on your website for your startups, you need to spend some time thinking about your beginning parts of your video in a very, very similar way, if that makes sense. So let's keep playing here and let's see if you do anything else. I'm noticing that it's so you do have some little pop-ups in the beginning. I noticed that subscribe one, which is really great. That's a very, very common strategy, is to just not even address that, but because it's there, it does the job for you. And I like how you did that. I think I could potentially experiment and try that every once in a while too. But yeah, I like that too, Stephanie. So every playlist had essentially its own type of thumbnail. I think that was really clean. I love you're very strong in that. But let's keep hit and play here just to see how you either engage me or disengage me.
Thing which have never been done before. 99% chance you are wrong. You are maybe living under a rock, and it is not practically possible that anything that you're working on has not been ever done before. One reason that can happen is because a lot of people have tried this in the past and have failed. The point I'm trying to establish here is that a startup, if an idea is not available in the market, if the company around which you're trying to build your idea is not there in the market, or you see zero competition, I think there's a higher chance that a lot of people have tried and failed that, and any of the reasons that I've stated, like team, funding, technology, ecosystem, economy, timing, could have not supported making that company becoming a word.
Cool. I understand clearly exactly what you're saying. And I think that this is a very specific kind of channel for a very specific kind of person. Anybody who's interested in startups and business and entrepreneurship is hanging on every word. And I think you do a great job of talking. It's very authoritative, the way that you speak. And that's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing. You have this experience, you're sharing it almost as like, even though you're in your home, and I see some Post-it notes in the back, that's really cool. I think that I think that's very helpful information. I would, if I were you, and I do actually, I see Rob saying this here as well. He says you might want to invest in something to increase the audio quality just a little bit more. It sounds very, very tinny, and unfortunately, that can take away from the messaging. It could take away from the authority, and just a little bit of audio equipment can go a very long way in helping you sort of stand out even a little bit more. So this was literally the first video on the channel. Oh, was it really? Cool. Well, hey, not bad. So let's see. Check the latest AMA videos. Okay, so I'm guessing it's this one. Okay, so you're going live, which is cool. Live is great. Obviously, I'm live right now. One thing I will say is this starting thing is good for people who are there live with you. But if anybody's watching the replay, I mean, it's not the most helpful thing. You could potentially cut that part out here on YouTube using YouTube's video editor. Yes, you can edit videos that are already published on YouTube, but you can only trim them. So you could trim that part out so that we get to the beginning right away. But it's nice that you have a timer in there. Some people don't have the timer, and it's like, I have to find the beginning. So it's not terrible. And if you want to keep the live chat in there, you have to keep it the way it is, because when you remove the beginning parts of the video, it also gets rid of the live chat. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I'm thankful you have the timer here, because I'm going to click play.
Hello guys, good evening and welcome to another episode of Aim with DNK. This is the 18th episode, and today we're going to talk about startup mistakes and how to avoid them. So I hope all of you are doing fine, all of you are doing great. And once again, thank you for joining me on this episode of Aim with DNK. Before we jump into the conversation, if you are excited for today's topic, drop a boom in comments, guys.
Cool. So I like how you are already engaging with the audience. Hey, if you're excited for this topic, give me an emoji or say something in the chat. That's very, very smart to do, and I even can do a better job of that. One thing to keep in mind, and one thing that's worked for me really, really well when it's topic-specific live streams, is to start the show with the hook about that topic. Because for any replay viewer, that's going to be the thing. Welcoming the live viewers is irrelevant for the people who are watching later. But when you start a video, so if I were you, I would start this live stream to also excite people who are there and also excite the people who are watching later, because this is a great topic, startup mistakes to avoid. Hey everybody, welcome in. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 of the biggest mistakes startups make. And I want you to avoid these mistakes so that you can make more money and you can have more success in your business. Welcome in everybody. Thank you. My name is so-and-so, and here we are today. If you're live with me, hit me up in the chat, say hello. If you have questions, I'm going to be answering as many as I can for you today. And I also address the replay viewers too, because I've trained you, the audience, to know that you can come back and watch these later and it's still valuable. And when the video starts, I've got you hooked too. You're hooking the live audience really well, but most of my video views, because I've worked hard on that hook and the title and the thumbnail, have come after the live streams. Most of my live stream views come after the live stream is over, right? Thanks for all the advice. I'm listening to each and every word. Cool. I've also updated the channel artwork already. I love it. All right. Keep in mind the spacing, as you can see here. Okay, there we go. Helping aspiring and first-time entrepreneurs getting started. Cool. I think just a little bit of grammatical massaging would help. Helping aspiring and first-time entrepreneurs, that's kind of the same thing, right? Aspiring and first-time entrepreneurs get started. Helping you start your entrepreneurial journey, or yeah, I'm not a really big fan of that. Helping aspiring and first-time entrepreneurs get started. Yeah, that would do it. Instead of getting started, get started. But again, I think that goes a long way. And again, it seems like you do these AMAs live quite often, which is really good. These thumbnails for the cracking the code, there's too much text on there. I think you can update just the thumbnail alone and do some more work there. This guy wearing a Lakers jersey? Yo, that's sick. But all this text that's here will not be seen, especially when most people are viewing on a mobile device. But all in all, really great start, especially for having only a month worth or a few months worth of videos and having 694 subs. Dude, you're doing excellent. Now you can take these little strategies and make incremental improvements. Remember, 1% better every time, right? And when you get 1% better every day or every time you stream, it starts to stack on each other. And just remember, being very clear with the messaging and remembering that, a lot of people who watch your live streams are going to come in later too. So, all right. Well, we spent a little bit of extra time, but I wanted to make sure I gave you some love back, Dylan was, because you were very generous with that super chat. Again, not necessary, but thank you for that. And thank you to everybody for supporting the channel and for being here, being a member. If you're a member, I look forward to this coming week and still going live every morning, but we're going to have a chilled out week. We're not going to go super deep into things. It might be just more of a casual week since we're all just casually enjoying the holidays together. I don't want you scrambling to take notes. I just want us to have fun and be together. So this coming week, starting tomorrow, we're going to take it casual every day, and we're going to have some fun talking about what we're grateful for, getting into the Thanksgiving week, and whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, we're going to be here together every morning. So I'm going to try to keep it consistent every day. So starting at the same time, I'm going to shoot for 9 a.m. I'll let you tomorrow what the full week schedule is going to be like. But tomorrow we're starting at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and we'll go from there. So, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Dilnawaz, if you can move this text up a little bit just so it's centered up. I'm just looking at it, like move it up a little bit, and that'll help me. Just my eye visually doesn't like that space up top. But anyway, I feel like I have a teacher right in front of me teaching me. Thanks so much. Thank you. And that's why I'm here. And even if you didn't get your website or YouTube channel reviewed today, I'm here to teach through example as well. So well done, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep up the great work. And we'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific. And that is noon Eastern. And we're going to just do some fun, casual Q&A. We'll pop in some music in the background. We'll just hang out a bit, tell some stories, answer some questions, and have a good time. Bear hug from me to you. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. And as always, Team Flynn for the win. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Cheers.
This is the income stream to help help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Yes, I will be on Twitch today with the kids sometime in the afternoon, probably 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific, and that's today at twitch.tv/hotcoalsonly. If you want to watch us play some games, have some fun. Sometimes I parent during that time too. We'll see, we'll have some fun. Twitch.tv/hotcoalsonly. Peace out, yo.
Bruh.